I'm Brenda Jean, Power Medicine Woman, and I'm from Medicine Woman Solution. There's always a solution when you're aligned. And that's kind of like what we do is we help you become aligned to very specific energies that are choices that your soul gets to make. You get to choose which direction you want to go in, where do you want to go, what do you want to accept with your willpower. Personal life force runs through our body, but when our will, our free will, and the power to use that will, if it is into pain and suffering, if it is into accepting lies, if it is in learning to, I have to go into the shadow, pay attention. The true me or the experimental of finding who I am is unacceptable. I have to go into the shadow and put on a mask. Now, these are parts of you that you rejected, and these are parts of you that you never got to explore. So you create arrested developments, self-imposed limitations. They pop up in the knots. I will not be like that person. I will never do that. You can really allow yourself to wake up. Soon the academy is coming open. Medicine Woman Solution Academy is coming. And it'll come in stages so that you can actually be serious. And it's not for those that go, oh, I'm going to be all spiritual. And then you pay and you don't devote any time to yourself. And that's okay if you don't. But if you come and go, that's fine. Those are options too. But if you really, really, really want to shift quickly, you have to make yourself a priority on your wheel of life. You have to allow yourself to take the concepts, the glossary, and to apply it. And you can really take and shift your world when you begin to use healing tools that disrupt the ego's false self-assuredness that keeps you from your true self. Okay. Today is going to be a short show, so I'm not going to talk too long, but be aware. You get little exposure by using the tools, healing yourself, getting the grasp of certain things, and you can join the tribe. That's $36 a month. That's 4 videos. And that can be up to 2-hour videos. I don't know. Have we gone over 2 hours before on a video, Amy, in the tribe?
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, $33 for 1 hour, standard 1 hour. So you get more value than you know. So we have a Christmas special that's coming up. So I'm not going to fill in the time trying to advertise, but they have codes and there are different little packages that you can give to yourself, give to a friend if you're really serious. So being that said, the question is, how do you handle honesty? Okay. So ego would define honesty as what? This is where you really have to pay attention. Because I'm going to be talking pretty much about 2 things. How do you handle and what is honesty? Now, you have to also consider the source. If I'm talking to Amy and she's in her ego mindset and she tells me a brutal, honest truth, am I going to believe her? No. I take it with a grain of salt. I consider the source. Is she in a bad mood? What's happening? Now, if I have somebody that's the not awake, that is better than thou, and tries to tell me what, I'm going to consider the source and realize that there is no connection, that is their perspective, and their best interest is mine at heart. Then you have some people that come up to you and they have a different demeanor altogether, and there is no hidden intention. It is, can I be honest? When you answer, you're kind of snappy. There's a difference in listening to the intention behind it. Some people do what's called narcissism. And these tools and techniques have been around forever. And the thing is it's time to move that paradigm out. When you become aware, not everybody does it, but when you become aware of how they speak, then you can stand back, consider the source, take it with a grain of salt, because in spirituality, when you start to find your authentic self, that is, when you stop taking it personal, that you will find that as you're like, ooh, as soon as you take it personal, that's a twang. Oh, heal it, heal it, heal it. Resolve it out. Take the emotion off the moment, because otherwise you're going to go into ego judgment instead of spiritual discernment. Being that said, when you hear and learn the little tips of talking to spirit, you can allow yourself to move into a place that says, let's say I have an enemy in front of me, and the intention is to make sure that they look good and to dig it and make you hurt, because that's the whole point. You can ask Spirit, okay, I'm removing the emotion off it. I don't feel any more twangs, but is there a bit of truth in that? Because they are still a reflection of my soul. Maybe things that I've rejected, maybe the things that I said, I am not going to be that, or I can't be that, or because you have to watch out for what's called throwing the baby out with the bathwater. That means when you are looking at somebody that's bad, but has the truth kind of mixed with it, you can actually do yourself a whole world of issues. Okay? Not a big fan of Hitler, but minus all of the shit that we see, this person was able to stand up. You know what? If I keep rejecting all parts of a personality I label as bad, and the good stuff gets thrown out with it. That means if I'm like, I'm never doing this, then that means I never can stand up for myself, never can have a backbone, never can use my will the way that I think is that I could help somebody. And this means that you go from one extreme to the other on the kaleidoscope of life. And when you look at the kaleidoscope of perspectives, you will have to go and learn. And sometimes people won't let go of the comfort zone and slam. You're in a bitch slap. Now, you want an easy transformation. You want it to be a balanced infinity. You want it to be like, really, this is when you want to do it? You've heard this joke before, but Spirit likes to tell this joke. Okay, a number 8, two round, number 8 walks into a psychiatrist's office. Oh man, yeah, got some issues. The psychiatrist says, okay, why don't you lay down? No, I'm not falling for that one. I'll be here forever. When an 8 lays down, it becomes infinity. Yeah, I know, I ruined the joke. No laughter from my crowd. I've only got one person feedback. She's like, yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, don't be sucking up now. No, this is just joking. I know she loves me. Okay, so the thing is that in that one little moment that you have an interaction with somebody, if you don't have enough spiritual information, and you're going to notice this through time, is that, was there enough information? And when you realize there wasn't enough information, you're like, oh my God, I am going off half-cocked, or heat-seeking missile, or I'm have it. And if that is your emotions own you and take over and blind you. I need to know the answer. And usually when we come up with those, this is because we have cut off the heart. This is where we have been so shocked with the, oh my God, that moment needs to be healed out because it's very crucial. And that, oh my God, moment, you will step into an arena where you are now moving the energy so they're not in sync anymore. And you're doing everything you can to stay safe. But if you don't understand that you're made of energy and you're moving that energy into a space where all of a sudden you worry, because that's what my family does. You don't have to, that's an option. Wouldn't you like that as an option? Yeah. What is an option? Yes and no. So you break those patterns. Nobody's good or bad or right or wrong. They just don't work for you. We want to make ourselves sane again. We want our life to make sense. We want our connections with people to be better. And here's where we can't stand loss. This is where we can't understand to let go. We don't understand about movement. We don't understand that change is constant. Growth is necessary. I mean, I love talking to people. Amy, were there people in your life that you could never, ever live without?
There were, yeah.
Now, some died. Yeah, that hurt. I get it. But some of them, where'd they go?
Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of disappeared off of the radar.
And what's funny is that when the energy is that you're in sync, but all of a sudden it separates because you're all meant to do your journey to get back to where you want to be with your true authenticity or away from it, whatever you choose to do, but you have to journey. Spirit will cause a situation, and all of a sudden you look down, you're like, where did time go?
Yeah.
And you swore, God, I can never move on, make a decision, live without anybody. And yet you did. Now, as a program, you'll go to sleep and you won't even realize what's happening. But you're meant to wake up. And you're meant to wake up and say, oh my God, why does it always have to come up to the same answer? And that's because you're stuck in a loop. And that energy is just saying, hey, it's like, a clock. It's 2 o'clock. I can't change that. Well, you can. You can stop investing in that. Your circadian rhythms in your body is that you don't have to have those emotions either be trapped or invaded. You don't have to be tripped. You don't have to keep that story going. And I have a big truck that's in front of my house. Just got distracted. Sorry. Is it going to come knock on my door? No. Oh, yes. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Amy, talk. Somebody's got to.
Oh my God. Cool. Okay.
Hi. I started doing a live show.
Hello.
Hi. Yes. Does that say Brenda?
No.
No.
Is it yours?
No. I'm so disappointed. My address, though, but that's the wrong person. I know I'm supposed to get a package today.
Not yours?
No.
Oh, no.
All right. Bye-bye. I don't think it's me. It was to Jane Brown.
No, that's not your name.
My address. That's okay. Do I need to respond that way? That was kind of yeah. I opened my window and didn't have to walk outside the door. So it's important. When I give you a reading, I'm reading your energies. Some of you are like, my God, she was a bitch. But if you are in your spiritual mindset, you will hear that language, that spirit language, and you're like, oh my God, that's the piece of information I was waiting for, because that's how I want. Oh my God, I'm investing my energy into that shit. Can we make it stop? And I'll say, yes, you can. You have a tool. But here's the thing. If you don't know the difference between your spiritual mindset and your ego mindset, then you're going to have filters. You're going to be like, I have the urge to wake up, but no, everybody's the enemy. You have all these programs that will stop you, sabotage you, keep you stuck. And usually people say, they'll scan through going, I don't know what that crazy bitch is saying. Oh, wait, wait, what? Ooh, what's that? I've never heard that before. Oh, yeah. And spirit is showing you that we're all human. We all have these emotions. We all have these pretty much the same way of how we used to process, that we can actually document how energy moves. And so I'm all about wanting to get fast turnarounds, to get immediate results, because that's what the day and age says. But you can't get it unless you take a pill. You can't get it unless you do what? And okay, nobody has time for accumulation healing. Which ones constitute accumulation healing? Well, there's homeopathics, there's sea salts, there's not sea salts. I forgot what it's called. There's food, there's time that you have to use, and accumulation healing. But what if you could tap into immediate results, to shift your thinking, to shift your mood, to shift your insane to sane, from unhappy to happy? What if you can shift it? Pain. If it's a chronic, that will have to be accumulation. But if it's acute, it can be quick. I mean, Amy is on the mic, so she can tell you. Have you learned that on my journey or our journey together?
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to have migraines a lot, and Brenda would give me some source points to rub, and it was like, oh wait, what? Where'd that pain go? Where? Oh, okay. And now when I get a headache, it's like I, I mean, it used to be like a, 2 or 3, but I have higher pain tolerance than I do now.
Did you hear that? The reason, okay, so she would have, how many times would you get a migraine in a month before you met me?
At least 3,
Okay.
if not more, and they would be 3 days.
And they would be about 3 days. And then they would be measured on scale. 1 is like, 10 is like, holy mother of God. What number would they be? The Holy Mother of Gods?
At least one of them would be.
Okay. And your belief system was you can't do anything about it until you take a pill or you sleep it off or you have to. I felt the same way until I learned what old ancient medicine does with just using energy. No, not Reiki. No, not the reconnection. No, not Amadeus, Koronakai, any of those. But simple acupressure points. But you only have to look at the 12 meridians, and you only have to communicate with left and right. You only have to communicate with yin and yang. You have to use intention. But she could have one, and her pain tolerance is, oh my God, I have to deal with this. So she's learned to numb, and then the pain would get stronger. Learn to numb. When you first have that shift, you're like, wait a minute, where the fuck did it go? Do I want it back? No, I don't want it back. Now she hardly ever gets headaches, and if she does, she's like, and I'm like, here. And how long does it usually take?
5 minutes.
And then it's gone. And then you may have residual, and then you just move the energy a little bit more, drink some water, help flush it out. She had a sore throat when I came on. It wasn't bad. What was it?
Yeah, maybe 3.
And it was a 3 out of 10. And how long have you had that sore throat for?
About 3 days.
For 3 days. 3 days. She didn't ask me. What, Amy? I have never known you to go do something without ever saying, Brenda. Wow. You must have been a busy woman. All right. How long did you? She had it for 3 days. I gave you some points. Took a matter of a couple of minutes, if that. And how long how do you feel now?
I feel good. It's still a little sore, but it's nothing like it was.
And that means she needs to do a couple more rounds of what I had already given her. And see, and you can start to shift it. Now, on top of that, you have to understand the quality and the quantity of your thinking. Because the quality and the quantity of your thinking will literally cause your body to, instead of be compatible with chaos so that you're not affected, her quality and quantity of thinking began to change her meridians, causing her to do a repulse. And that means your 2 magnets are going to go push apart, right? But if it's meant to be magnetically together and you are repulsing from to which is normal, you will repulse from it in a very unhealthy manner. What does that do to the energies? Okay, creates a battle, out of sync, too much, not enough, starving, just it's. And when you have a wheel energy inside of you, it goes forwards, backwards in a star shape. And it's meant to always be into a teeter-totter position. One way or the other, it's balancing all the time. Nobody's fighting. But when you quality of your thinking and how you experience life, how you respond to it, how you put up self limitations, or you do it towards self and you blame everything and everybody else is innocent as hell, then you create a war within, a conflict, and you create the repulse. Now, there's 2 ways that 2 specific direct ways I work on balancing yourself back to balance instead of just repulse. And both of them are uniquely different, but both of them stand for a very specific way of healing. Now, you can do all the other stuff Now, have you ever done, I'm curious, have you ever done EFT to help you get rid of it?
Yeah.
And did it go?
Yeah.
So on your sore throats or any of that? Then why did you keep your pain? That becomes a big question. Because you don't understand that your thinking and your emotions have everything to do with it. Because after I have her do one particular round, I had her go in and I had her look at two sides. And one was about the thinking, one was about the fear and the worry. And when she goes a little bit more to do the rest of the rounds, her body's is being supported that you don't have to give your life force to that belief. And that belief gets all your willpower. So you say you have free will, you don't have free will. And I'm talking about you, with you. If you accept, believe, and give it your willpower, you are creating a chains that don't need to be. They're not even, if I had handcuffs on, but they weren't locked, but I felt like I couldn't get out of them, that is what happens. Your mind and your body do not communicate. And your mind and your body are communicating because you created a limitation, because you invested emotions into a lie. And our fifth chakra is like going, but this is what everybody tells me the truth. Okay. When people tell you that you're unworthy, bull freaking shit. The moment you were born, you were worthy. The moment you were conceived, you were worthy. No matter how short of a journey you chose, you were worthy. And even when you die, you're still worthy because you're going on to a different, I have a whole different meaning about what death is and understanding of it. We're not getting into it now, but you trust people or you love people. But when you start to have issues and you're trying to look to see if people still love you and whether or not you've worked hard to get past that unworthiness, it's in the belief. And once you start to take that away, I have people that hate me. They would see me unworthy, but that's their opinion and that's okay. But do I have to sit there and give them my life force or put myself in chains because maybe they're right? It's a possibility. No. No. You take your power back. You don't have to fight. No, that's. I had an Arrested Development yesterday, and when you start to recognize those, it's not the same kind of twang as if, like, say, Amy pissed me off. Oh, man, that's a twang. This is, oh my God, I just stopped myself from doing something and I can't think. And what I call, I can't stay on top of the table. So the Arrested Development will be that you're too short and you can't, and the answer's on top of the table. And I could feel it. I was stuck. I couldn't come up with the words. And I'm looking to Spirit. So the Spirit said, this is your issue. Spirit had told me that morning that I'm going to be working on my will and I need to reclaim it. And I chatted with Amy, I think, quickly about that my morning, her night, or whatever. And more towards my middle of my day, it was, I think I see it. I mean, I sat all day thinking of this, and this, and letting Spirit. No, it was not just that. And then I need you as my sounding board. And she's like, okay.
Your sounding board even at 3 in the morning.
Thank you, Amy. So 3 in the morning, yes. Okay. So, and sometimes you need to spout. She knows I'm using healing tools, so she doesn't have to sit there and go, oh, calm me down or any of this. She didn't really have to say no words as long as she understands my language. And at this point, she's like, oh yeah, I know Brenda's got this. She knows what a sounding board is. And I just come back, go back. And see, and sometimes people will go, blah, 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 which I want, but the thing is are you holding your points? No. Was I supposed to? Yes. So Amy was not worried about it. She's like, so she knows that the turnaround times is going to be fast. Then I come back and start talking about something else. And we don't have to choke the chicken to death it's already dead. It's done. I took my energy off it, the memory became a memory, and I got my willpower back from when I was 3 years old. Don't tell me you cannot go back in time and heal something. Bullshit. I know you can't. So it came down to, do I want to dwell and lose power and think that, oh, it's fun to be there? Or can I do something about it? Yes. Let me tell you, once you have tools in your pocket, you have more confidence. Now, here's the tricky part. So I started to do Reiki and naturopathic healing and all this other stuff. And of course, some of my kids and my husband, my ex was like, oh, I don't want to eat vegetables. I don't want to do it that way. Okay, you have to respect the people in your space. But let me tell you, it was more for me. My fear of, oh my God, I got a brand new baby, it's coughing. I mean, did you ever see a building burn down and you're screaming trying to get out? That's what it feels like when your baby, your loved one, like when my mother had cancer, ah! Well, I don't want to be one of those. I want to be the cool, collected person that, wait, I got this shit. I'm going to do my best. And if they go, I can't do anything about that. But I wasn't scared. I could show up. That's why it's cool if you actually learn CPR. That's why it's cool if you get comfortable with learning different ways of doing things. Because I know when people's clarities go off, they can go in such a depression. They can be heat-seeking missiles. All I have to do is put my hand on their forehead. Oh, you're magical. No, I'm not. You're made of energy. We're just moving the magnets around, making them all compatible again. And then electromagnetic energy. When you give that person the tools, and they're sitting there rubbing their points, hey, fuck this thing. Oh, hey. But if you gave the tools and they weren't using it, they didn't build enough confidence. Fuck, this shit doesn't work. But you can have this confidence. And I started building this confidence when I was taking care of my mother. Yeah. You know, we took the toe tag that the doctor said she had 1.5 years to live. I said, rip that fucker up. We don't have to believe that. I'm not like this. I got more, I was kind of more naive back then. But back then it was my skill building years. And so then went in full nutrition, head on. Joy, get the thymus moving. I watched my mother live 4 years. And then I think it was almost to her 5th year when you have to do the recheck. And she got a bit of a bad news. And this is before I learned how to balance polarities, help you get out of your ugly, hellish mindset, and how to transform emotions, which do such a world of good. You have confidence. When I watch somebody that's in front of me, maybe they need to help to cross over. Nobody wants to fucking do that. My sister was dying, and she had a choice. The doctor rolled her up and says, look, well, there's nothing we can do for us. We're going to take and pull the plug on you, and that means you're going to have to die. Who the hell wants to be told that you're going to get your that's like saying, hey, I'm a murderer and I'm going to stand over and murder you. How's that? Yeah, I've learned I don't ask anymore. What's worse than sudden death? Oh, long-term illness. What's worse than long-term illness and sudden death? Being told that, hey, you're going to die because I'm pulling the plug. Somebody has the power. What? My sister and its energy came to me that night. I'm like, I didn't know about what they were going to do. And she kept telling me, help me heal. And I saw that her exit door was standing right there. And I said, okay, no. And then finally I said, I have to take my emotions off. So I took and I healed my emotions off. I looked at her and I said, I stand before you in a high honor, and I'm looking at your soul. And if this is your choice, I am learning to respect that. And as I sat there and helped her cross the energies, so she came into alignment of what choice was perfect for her soul moment, her body then came in alignment with what her soul wanted without having it to be dramatic. Knowing that she had to come to face with what was going on in her life experiences. And as I sat there for that hour, And we looked at the journey together. And then I felt this, I love you. And next morning, it was reported back to me that, yeah, she passed in the night, so we didn't have to pull the plug. I thought, wow, I have to tell you, it was an honor to sit there and help make sure that she got the light. She's like, I ain't going to hell. I want the light. And I said, you got it. So I forgot where I was even going.
I have no clue.
I love when they just drop me. It's like, there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do. And had I been there with my sister, I probably would have saved her, tried to. And then I would have been more emotional. But I can't say that either, because I also know that I'm not, oh, Amy can vouch for this. I think other people can vouch for this. I am not your average human. I am a spiritual human. I do not sit there and so let's say Amy's blasting her guns at me. Okay, when you're gonna get over it, okay? Just let me know. You need a little help? You know, she's over there going, you know, being human. And sometimes I may have to put just as I say to her, I'm gonna put you in timeout. No, but what it is I just say, wait, we're out of sync. Let's go to our corners. Heal something, because if you really want to come back to me, we will. But if you don't, then I have to respect the fact that you don't want to. And I don't have to have any reasons to understand what's going on her. I don't have to be. So what you see is what you get. I love you. And I mean, it's hard to explain because I always have to remind people, I'm not who you're thinking of. I'm Brenda.
Yeah.
And so
like this weekend, there was a situation, and as much as I did not like you this weekend, I needed you so bad.
I love you.
I love you too.
What happened then? I mean, not the situation, but how did
Once I
you?
got more information, then it was like, oh,
There you go.
okay. Yeah, that was just a bunch of ego bullshit. Okay, I love you.
See, and it's not that we're sweeping it under the rug. We have relationships where we don't know we're out of sync, and then we're like, okay, we're just gonna like ignore it, blow it over, and accept it, and everything's cool again. This is coming into alignment of correcting your energy so that your mind does not have to be controlled by bad experiences or emotions. And when you get to balance that and you realize, shit, that's ego. Do I really want to live there? And hold on to that, delete, distort, and generalize, that truth I come up with? Or can I let that go? That's your choice. Now, what did you use to heal it?
I use EFT, I use hope therapy, and a lot of, oh my God.
And the turnaround time with that is if you didn't use that, you'd be stewing in that for probably days.
Oh yeah.
And that means 41 thoughts per minute about the issue of going, that bitch, I'm cooking supper, that bitch, and then what do you do in your mind? You create scenarios of the great battle about how you want it. And you'll keep going over until you want it, keep going over until you want it. And if you watched the end game of Marvel Comics, there was what, 1,400, I can't remember, there was like over 1,000 scenarios that they had to live through, but there was one where they won. And that's what our brain does. Okay, but how many times have you gone over the scenario so much that you freaking hurt yourself? You hurt your own feelings.
And also, I had worked into a friend, and I had no clue.
Oh, so when, yeah, filters of morphing.
So it was my filters on top of her filters. And it was like, and then once, because you said, I don't think you're you. And I reclaimed myself. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then put it on top of that, you had a family relative get hurt, which throws you completely off because there's nothing I can do. I don't have enough information. Oh my God, I don't want him to die. Da 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 da. And then you take then the sensory system, and then all of a sudden, if you are meant to get into the raw, which is you get into the ego lesson, but if your spiritual mindset and you learn to start to recognize, you will be in your spiritual mindset looking at yourself going, God damn it, why are you acting that way? I mean, you feel it, it's raw, oh my God. But you're training yourself to see where you're losing power. And then you have the ability to use tools to get that power back and choose to not repeat. So you have to really look at it. Okay, so let's get cracking, Phil. We have lots to talk about, but I have a short show and I'm going to just double check to make sure, but nobody has, if anybody has donated, we have a thing now that if you decide to donate, what am I doing wrong with my screen here? If you choose to donate and not buy the purchase, okay, then you can get added minutes. Instead of having a 1 minute, you can get added minutes, okay? And you don't have to come on, so when I'm doing the 1 minute, I go real quick. If you decide you want to purchase one, you can do that. Your name also goes into a hope chest to win a 15-minute free reading with me. If you decide that you just want to bring a friend, you get 1 minute, but your friend gets 3 minutes, and you have to get it verified through Amy. What happens to that person that brought a friend? Your name gets to go into the treasure chest for 8 minutes. We do this the first of every month. And then if you were to hit love and share publicly, then at the end of each show, I go through and we whittle it down to one name. We put it into the box each show. And then at the beginning of the month, I pick said name out of the box. And you get a 30-minute free session with me privately off air. And it's customized. It's whatever you want. So we do have some specials that are running. Huh?
That's awesome.
Thank you. And people love it. And because they really get to, it's like a test run. I really am scared. I don't know. Oh, but I want it. You know what? I'm going to find out what it's like. And then some people of this, since they already know me, they're like, yes, I didn't have any money this month, but hey, guess what? So thank you, universe, for lining those people up. We also have a special coming because Christmas is coming. And right now I don't have it in front of me, but there are codes like Elfing, Santa. I can't remember the other ones, but they are different. Rudolph, and they're different combinations. There's a custom one. I think Rudolph's custom. But you can customize whatever you want, however you want to do it. If you say you want a certain package, you could contact me through my fan page, and then I can give you a discount. Talk to my what do you call it? But buy yourself one, buy a friend. You can go into the tribe. You can have it healing. Lots of things you can do. Okay, so remember, if you purchase a reading and you don't feel comfortable coming live to be seen, Amy, can we see you?
No, but you can sure hear me.
Right, but if you have, and that's an option. We just keep baby in the corner, but love the baby. Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's a joke in there, but I screwed it up. Yeah. But the point is, don't have to be seen. You can be heard. See, that's also another phrase. Yeah, never mind. We're not even there either. But you can say, well, screw that. I don't only see nor heard. That's fine. You can also have it through here. Now, if you do it just through the feed, understand there is at least 30 seconds to a minute delay. Something I said, I've moved on. Now, I would like feedback, but you don't have much more of the control with this. Whereas in front of me, it is direct, it's in space, it's doing it. Okay. Now, you have a way to love yourself that you've never been able to love yourself before. Strangely enough, what I want you guys to understand is that I was going to do a whole different show, but apparently the Spirit loves to speak. We have a bonus week in December for the tribe. The bonus week, I mean, like I said, each one's $33 for an hour, but guess what? It's bonus week. You get, and usually that's like, could be up to around $60 to $70 for that. And I think we'll throw in an extra healing. But one of the things that the energy that's happening on this planet is that, do you feel alone? And do you feel out of disconnected? We're going to play a little game real quick with all those that are here. So even if you're waiting for your 1 minute read, don't pass up on this. Okay. Everybody, I want you to just start rubbing your hands together. Breathe in, breathe out, sit up. Okay. Now remember, there's a hairline. I didn't make one today, but you're going to put your middle finger there, and then you're going to learn to tap on both sides of the hemisphere. So rub your hands together. Our intention is that I feel alone and disconnected. I feel alone and disconnected. And then we're calling in the superconscious to help you balance out, correcting alone, making a connection, correcting alone, making connection. Now, really, I want you to feel how alone and disconnected you feel. Measure it. Okay. Put your hand up here. Do I really believe I'm alone? It's a sensation. Do I really believe I'm alone? Where is it at? Where is it at? Cover one eye. Look at that aloneness and disconnected. Give a measure. Now, as we start to remove, transcend, and let it go, you're going to switch eyes. And then you're going to look at how you believed that you're alone and disconnected. And as you do, you're going to begin to notice and measure, and then remove, transcend, let it go. And you're going to switch eyes. And then you're going to start noticing a difference. Move, transcend, let it go. And each time, now we're going to come down here, each time you're going to measure. Now you can rub them. Measure, switch eyes. Measure the alone and disconnected. Is it true? Do you want it to be true? With your eyes straight ahead, focus in on that alone and disconnected. Is it true? Can you feel it going down? Do you really need it to be true? Now, I want you to look to the right. Is it true? You can hear yourself doing all kinds of scenarios. You're going to start paying attention when you start to look to the right to talk to yourself. You're going to say, nah, you know what? I don't think I want to play these scenarios here. So I'm going to put my eyes to the left. If you're more auditory, you'll put it in the middle. If you're more visual, you put it up. More feeling, you put it down. But I would like you to just move in that direction if you're going to think. Okay, let's measure one more time. See, a lot of you just said it wasn't just, it was mild. Okay, remove, transcend, and let it go. And you're going to switch eyes. Measure. Let it go. Now some of you are pretty much done. Please give me whether you've changed, you could feel it shift. Some of you stay here a little longer. Look at it. Feel the sensation. I want you to hold your eyes in the middle and then drop them down. And then bring them back up and look straight up. And then back to the middle. The question is, do you need to keep it?
No, you don't.
Now, report back to me if you still have a number. Report back to me if you've shifted, because you need to witness. Ellen says that was awesome. Ellen, I'm assuming your beauty of your hell is then gone and stayed gone, and you are now in a happier, healthier place. And if that's the case, be aware that if you feel like, oh, you can always grab a tool, because good job, Ellen. Diana said she felt the shift, brought me back to my heart space. Excellent. Excellent. Learn to measure, get it out of your eyes, get it out of your ears. Crystal says a 5. Okay. Now, what I want Crystal to do is that I want you to listen through your ear. Okay. That means you're going to choose an ear. Some of you may have to choose an eye and an ear. I want you to measure. Now, what's freaky is that when you start to play around with this, you'll notice that some of you can move in and out of, I'm still in 3D land and I'm in 5D world, and I'm taking old belief systems and I'm messing up my thinking. And you can see how attached you are. See, as you're looking at it, you keep your hand like that, and then you can tap, or you can just hold it and then remove, transcend, and let it go, and switch eyes and ear, however you choose to do it, and you will get it down to 0. She has headphones. It's okay. Doesn't matter if you have headphones in or not. You still can take your awareness, bring it into your ear, and hear how you were disconnected. You were alone because someone said that they didn't believe in you, or I don't trust you. Okay, switch the ears. Listen for the words. You're going to make a hell of a difference in your world. Yay, Jemison Joy. Driving. Oh, well, yeah, okay, good. I like the radio for her. Yay, excellent.